So Mouse collects Furbies, Monster High, and now Cinnamon Rolls. I collected as a kid were books. When I was a kid, I was only ever allowed to have books. My mom did not want me to have toys. She said toys were for people who were not smart, and she just didn't want me to have toys. She wanted me to have books. She bought me a lot of books. If I asked for a book, I always got a book. If I asked for a toy, I would barely ever get a toy. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Growing up as a kid, I could only get toys on my birthday and for Christmas. But all year round, if I ever went to the store with my mom and I asked for a book, I always got a book because my mom always let me get a book. She never said no to a book. She never said no to a book. She would find a way to get me a book. Am I reading now? No. But I have to say, I'm not saying I didn't have toys. I did have toys, but I had more books than toys. Did that include comics and manga? No. Nope. 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 That did not include comics and manga. Believe it or not, but I lucked out because I got comics and manga through my brother. So I got comics and manga through my brother, and then I got books through my mom. So I had tons of books. What's your favorite book? My favorite book is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I used to read a lot of like vampire fiction books though. I used to read a lot of like vampire stuff. I read a lot of vampire fiction, bros. I did. I also read a lot of Spanish books. I read a lot of Spanish fiction. Did you read Animal? Oh my god. You wanna know something? I didn't read Animorphs because the covers always used to scare the shit out of me. I don't know why, but the thought of turning into an animal against my will scared the fucking ever-loving shit out of me, bro. I did read some Goosebumps. But listen, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I was the type of person where I was a kid and I would get books, but I never read books for my age level. I would always read books that were not for me. Definitely books that were for older people, but my mom didn't really know. She just saw a book and she was like, "Oh, that book has a ton of pages on it. It's perfect for my daughter to read." So I was always reading shit that I wasn't supposed to be reading. I was always reading shit I was not supposed to be reading. Not for my age level. But I also had like a high reading level, like at a young age, you know? I read a lot of horror books, a lot of horror genre books. I did read vampire smut, it's true. I did, and I was like, oh my god. I think I read my first smut book when I was like 11 years old, and I was like... And I didn't understand what the fuck I was reading, though. I didn't understand what the fuck I was reading. I didn't get it. I was just like, what does this mean? And now as an adult, I'm like, damn, I was so fucking dumb. I was so dumb. I was so stupid. Okay, sorry. Did she get your House of Leaves? What? My first smut I read ended up being yaoi. The first smut I read was lesbian. It was Yuri stuff. It was like lesbian experience. It was not yaoi. My first smut was girl on girl. It was girl on girl. So I'm like, while I'm reading, I'm like, these are best friends. These two girls are very best friends. Man, what the fuck? These girls are best friends. They're such best friends. Which is why, like, growing up, like, I had a lot of like female friends that I had a few female. I'm not gonna say a lot. A few of my female friends were very like I had this thing where people just like to like, I don't know if it was because I was small or whatever. I don't fucking know. I just had a lot of friends that were friendly. And they wanted to be friendly. And they were very affectionate and very friendly. So I was just like, oh, yeah, this is kind of weird. But, oh my god, and they were roommates. I would not let them. I would not let people. Hello? I would not let people. But for me, imagine a girl. I like read a book and I'm like, oh, girls.